The message from Earth Command was cold and direct. Captain Kim was ordered to return immediately. He was going to face charges: violation of the quarantine treaty, unauthorized first contact, engagement in military action without permission. The message from the Concordance High Council was worse. They wanted Kim arrested. They called him a war criminal. They said he invaded their space. They said he must be punished as an example. Kim stood on his bridge and read both messages. His crew watched him, waiting to see what he would say. "I knew this might happen," Kim said quietly. "I broke the rules. Now I pay the price." "This is wrong," Che said. She was angry. "You saved lives. You did the right thing. Sometimes doing the right thing has consequences," Kim said. He looked at his crew. These were good people. They did not deserve to suffer for his choices. "I am going back to Earth. I will face the charges alone." "No," Park said. The sergeant stood with difficulty. His wounds were still healing. "We are coming with you. We all made this choice together." The entire bridge crew nodded. Nam spoke up. "Captain, you taught us that we do not abandon our people. Well, you are our people. We do not abandon you." Kim felt his throat tighten. He could not speak for a moment. On the Eternal Dawn, Velis received similar messages. The High Council wanted a statement. They wanted Velis to confirm that humans were dangerous, that Kim should be arrested. Velis read the message 3 times, then deleted it. "What are you doing?" another crew member asked. "The right thing," Velis said. "I will not lie about what happened. I will not betray the people who saved us." Velis wrote a new message, a truthful message. It explained everything: the rescue, the repairs, the battle, the sacrifices. Velis sent it to the High Council, then sent copies to the media, to the public, to everyone. The galaxy exploded with debate. The recordings from the battle spread everywhere. People watched humans sacrifice themselves for aliens. They watched Admiral Torith destroy his ship to save humans. They watched species that were supposed to be enemies becoming friends. On 1,000 worlds, protests started. People demanded change. They demanded peace with Earth. They demanded their governments stop hiding behind old fears. But the governments did not change their minds quickly. They were too invested in the old way, too afraid of looking weak. The fleet arrived at Concordance Station Theta 7. It was a massive space station, home to millions, a center of trade and diplomacy. Thousands of ships filled the space around the station. News vessels, civilian ships. Everyone wanted to see the humans, the real Deathworlders, not the monsters from stories, but the actual people. Security forces waited to arrest Kim. Concordance police in full armor. They had orders to take him by force if necessary. Kim prepared to surrender peacefully, but his crew had other ideas. "We will not let them take you," Park said. His Marines stood ready, armed, determined. "Stand down," Kim ordered. "That is an order. We will not start another war. Not now, not after everything." Then the Eternal Dawn moved. The research ship placed itself between the Indomitable and the security forces. Other Concordance ships joined. The vessels that had fought beside the humans. They formed a protective ring. Velis sent a message to the security forces. "You will not arrest Captain Kim. Not while we live. These humans are heroes. They will be treated as such." Torith added his voice. Though wounded, he spoke with authority. "I am Admiral Torith. I outrank you. Stand down." That is an order. The security commander did not know what to do. His orders were clear, but he could not fire on his own ships, could not fight an admiral. The High Council called an emergency session. They would decide what to do. They invited Kim, Velis, and Torith to speak. The session would be broadcast across the galaxy. Billions watched as the 3 entered the council chamber. Kim walked with his head high. He was not ashamed. Velis and Torith walked beside him, supporting him. The council was made of representatives from hundreds of species. They sat in a vast circle, looking down at the 3 who stood in the center. "Captain Kim," the head counselor said, "you are accused of serious crimes: breaking the quarantine treaty, unauthorized military action, endangering peace. What do you say? Kim spoke clearly. I did break the treaty. I crossed the border, but I would do it again. I heard people calling for help. I could not ignore them. That is not how humans are. That is not who we are. The treaty exists for a reason, another counselor said. To keep us safe from you. Safe from what? Kim asked. From people who will risk their lives to save yours? From people who will fight beside you against common enemies? What are you so afraid of? The chamber was silent. Velis stepped forward. May I speak? The council allowed it. I was terrified of humans, Velis said. We all were. The story said they were monsters. When their ship arrived, I thought we were going to die. But I was wrong. The humans were gentle. They were kind. They fixed our ship. They protected us. Some of them almost died saving us. These are not the monsters from the stories. These are people. Good people. Thren came forward too. Though not summoned, the navigator spoke anyway. Sergeant Park saved my life, multiple times. He took bullets meant for me. He carried me to safety. He treated me like a friend, not an enemy. How can you call him a criminal? More witnesses came forward. Kivas, Linara, other crew members from the Eternal Dawn, all told their stories. All spoke of human courage and kindness. Then Toreth spoke. I am guilty too. I almost killed these humans because I was afraid. I believed the old stories. But I watched them sacrifice everything for people they did not know. I watched them fight beside us. Die beside us. If you arrest Captain Kim, you must arrest me too, because I helped him. I worked with him. I would do it again. The council debated for hours. The galaxy watched and waited. Some council members wanted strict punishment. They said rules must be enforced. Others argued for mercy, for change. Outside the chamber, protests grew larger. Millions of civilians gathered. They chanted for peace, for friendship with Earth, for an end to the old fears. Earth Command was watching too. They received thousands of messages from their own people, humans who were proud of Kim, who wanted to meet the aliens, who were tired of hiding. Finally, the council reached a decision. The head counselor stood. Captain Kim, the counselor said, you did break our treaty, but you also saved lives. You proved that humans and the Concordants can work together, can be friends. The council has decided to drop all charges. The chamber erupted in cheers. Some counselors were angry, but most were relieved. However, the counselor continued, this cannot be ignored. We propose formal negotiations. Earth and the Concordants will meet. We will discuss a new treaty. A better treaty. One based on cooperation, not fear. Kim looked at Toreth. The Admiral smiled. A message came from Earth Command. They agreed. Reluctantly, but they agreed. The first official peace talks in 300 years were announced. Kim would represent Earth's military. Toreth would represent the Concordants. Velis would lead scientific cooperation. Che and Linara would establish medical exchanges. Park and Thren would work on cultural understanding. Nam became the youngest diplomatic translator in history. The galaxy celebrated. 3 centuries of separation were ending, not with war, not with fear, but with hope. That night, there was a reception, humans and aliens mixing freely for the first time, talking, laughing, sharing stories. Kim stood with Toreth on a balcony. They looked at the crowd below, at the beginning of something new. Do you think it will last? Toreth asked. This peace? I think we have to try, Kim said. We have to believe it is possible, because the alternative is going back to fear and isolation, and that helped no one. Toreth raised a glass, to new beginnings. Kim raised his glass, to friendship, to peace. They drank. The celebration continued. The galaxy was changing, slowly, but changing. Then the alarms started. Again. Not on the station, on the long-range sensors, far away but coming closer. Something massive. Something old. Something that should not exist. The sensor operator's voice was shaking. Sir, we have multiple contacts. Dozens of them. Unknown design. They match old records. Very old records. What records? Kim asked. The operator looked at him, eyes wide with fear, from before the concordance, from the first civilization, the warnings about the devourers. The celebration stopped. Everyone looked at the screens, at the approaching nightmare. An ancient enemy had returned. An enemy that almost destroyed the galaxy once before. And now, for the first time in thousands of years, the galaxy had Deathworlders. Humans who did not know when to quit. Who fought impossible battles and won. Kim and Torith looked at each other. The peace talks would have to wait. They had a war to fight. Together. The pirate fleet came out of the darkness like hungry wolves. 30 ships. Maybe more. They were ugly vessels, built from stolen parts and salvaged weapons. But there were many of them. Too many. Kim looked at his tactical display. His ship was damaged. Half his weapons were offline. His crew was exhausted. The Concordance ships were in better shape, but not by much. Admiral Toreth's face appeared on screen. Captain Kim, we have a problem, I see it, Kim said. The Ravagers. They think we are easy prey, are we? Toreth asked honestly. Kim thought about this. Alone, maybe, but together? No, we can fight them together. Toreth nodded. Agreed, what do you suggest? Your ships are faster. Better shields. My ship is tougher. Heavier weapons. We use both strengths, how? The Indomitable becomes the hammer. We take the hits. We draw their fire. Your ships become the blade. Fast strikes. Hit and run. We keep them confused. Toreth smiled grimly. I like this plan. But we have one problem. Our communication systems are different. Coordinating will be hard. Nam stepped forward. I can help with that. I can translate tactics in real time. Link me to both command channels. You are very young for this responsibility, Toreth said. Nam stood tall. I am ready, Admiral. Trust me. Kim put a hand on Nam's shoulder. He is the best we have. He will not fail us. The pirates sent a message. It was simple, crude. Surrender now and we will make your deaths quick. Kim and Toreth looked at each other. Then both laughed. It was a dark laugh. A dangerous laugh. Kim sent the reply. This is Captain Daeho Kim and Admiral Toreth. We do not surrender. Come and try to take us. The pirates attacked. Their ships swarmed forward. Weapons firing. Missiles launching. They focused on the Eternal Dawn. The broken research ship was the easiest target. But the Indomitable moved faster. The big warship placed itself between the pirates and the Eternal Dawn. Human shields protected alien lives. The pirate weapons hit hard. Missiles exploded against the Indomitable's armor. Energy weapons burned the hull. But the human ship did not break. It was built to take punishment. Built to survive. While the pirates focused on the Indomitable, Concordant ships attacked from the sides. Fast, precise. They hit pirate engines. They destroyed pirate weapons. Then they moved away before the pirates could respond. Nam coordinated everything. His voice was calm, clear, left flank is weak. Concordance ships 3 and 4 strike there. Indomitable, angle 15 degrees, draw their fire from the damaged destroyer. The combined fleet moved like one organism. Human durability. Alien speed. Together they were strong, but the pirates were not stupid. They changed tactics. 6 pirate ships broke away from the main fight. They headed for the damaged Concordance destroyer on the edge of the formation. They are going to board, Toreth said. That destroyer cannot fight them off. Park heard this. He was still injured. His cybernetics still broken, but he stood up from the medical bed. Send my Marines, Park said. We will help defend that ship. You can barely walk, Chase said. She tried to stop him. Park smiled at her. Then I will crawl. Those aliens are our allies now. We protect our allies, Kim gave permission. Park and 20 Marines took a shuttle. They flew fast toward the Concordance destroyer. Pirates were already cutting through the hull. The human Marines arrived just as pirates breached the ship. Alien crew members grabbed weapons. They prepared to fight. They had never fought in close combat before. They were terrified. Then the humans crashed through from the other side. Park led them. Even injured, he moved like a warrior. His Marines followed. They were a storm of controlled violence. The pirates had expected easy victims. Instead, they found Deathworlders. The battle inside the ship was brutal. Pirates fired weapons. Humans fired back. But the humans also did something else. They protected the alien crew. When pirates aimed at aliens, humans stepped in the way. They used their armored bodies as shields. Thren watched Park fight. The big sergeant moved through the ship like death itself. But he was careful, always making sure no aliens were in danger, always protecting the weak. A pirate got past Park, aimed a weapon at Thren. The navigator froze. Could not move. Could not think. Park threw himself in front of Thren. The pirate's shot hit Park's shoulder. Park grunted in pain but did not fall. He grabbed the pirate and threw him into a wall. "Stay behind me," Park told Thren. "I have you." Thren realized something in that moment. This human, this Deathworlder, this supposed monster, was willing to die for an alien he had just met, was willing to take bullets meant for someone else. The pirates were pushed back, step by step, Marines and alien crew working together. After 20 minutes, the ship was clear. The pirates were defeated or fleeing. Park collapsed. Blood ran from his wounds. His armor was cracked. Thren and the alien crew rushed to help him. Outside, the space battle continued. The pirates were losing badly. They had expected weak targets. Instead, they found a unified force. The pirate commander made a desperate decision. He ordered his flagship to ram the Indomitable. Suicide attack. If the pirates were going to die, they would take the humans with them. The massive pirate vessel accelerated, aimed straight at the human warship. Kim saw it coming. "Brace for impact," Kim ordered. "All power to forward shields." But Torith made a different decision. His flagship was damaged. It was going to need months of repairs anyway. The Indomitable could be saved. "All crew evacuate the ship," Torith ordered. "Do it now, Admiral?" his officers asked. "What are you doing?" "Saving our allies," Torith said. He changed course. His ship moved fast, placing itself between the pirate flagship and the Indomitable. "Admiral, no," Kim shouted. "You do not have to do this." "Yes, I do," Torith said. He smiled. "You showed me what sacrifice means. You risked everything for us. Now it is my turn." The crew escaped in shuttles. Torith stayed on the bridge alone. His ship and the pirate flagship collided. The explosion was massive, bright. Both ships were destroyed instantly. The remaining pirate ships panicked. Their leader was dead. The fleet was broken. They ran, scattered into space. The battle was over, but the cost was high. So many dead, so many wounded. Human and alien blood mixed together on the decks. Kim found Torith's escape pod. The Admiral was alive, barely, burned and broken but breathing. "You stupid old warrior," Kim said. His voice was thick with emotion. "You could have died," Torith laughed weakly.
"But I did not."
"And neither did you. That is what matters." The surviving ships gathered together, damaged but alive. Human and alien crews worked side by side, rescuing the wounded, repairing what could be repaired, mourning the dead together. In the medical bay, Che and Linara worked together. They had learned from each other. Human medicine combined with alien knowledge. They saved lives that would have been lost before. Park woke up again. Thren was still there, still watching over him. "You saved me," Thren said. "Multiple times. Why?" Park struggled to speak. "Because you are my friend." "Because it was right." "Because that is what we do." Thren took Park's hand. 6 limbs were not enough to express the gratitude. "You showed me what humans really are. Not monsters, heroes, not heroes," Park said. "Just people trying to do the right thing." Later, the survivors gathered in the Indomitable's main hangar. It was the only space big enough for everyone. Humans and aliens stood together. Some leaned on each other for support. Some held hands across species. All were exhausted. Velis spoke to the crowd. "Today we fought together, bled together. Some of us died together. 300 years ago, our people were enemies. Today we are brothers and sisters. The old war is over. This is a new beginning." The crowd cheered, weakly but sincerely. Kim stood next to Torith. Both captains looked at their crews, mixing, talking, laughing despite the pain. "We should tell our governments," Kim said. "Tell them what happened here. Tell them it is time for peace." "Yes," Torith agreed. "They need to see this. They need to know." But neither man knew how their governments would react. Would they see this as a new beginning, or as a dangerous violation of the old rules? The answer came faster than expected. Messages arrived from both Earth Command and the Galactic Concordance High Council. Both governments had been watching. Both had seen everything, and both were very, very angry. The space around them filled with tension. 6 Concordance warships formed a circle. Their weapons were pointed at the Indomitable. Inside the human ship, red lights flashed. Battle stations were ready. Admiral Torith's face appeared on the screen. He was old. His scales were gray. His eyes were hard. "Human captain, you have 1 minute to surrender. After that, we will open fire." Kim stood straight. "Admiral, we came here to save lives. The Eternal Dawn was dying. We could not ignore their call for help." "That is not your concern," Torith said. "You broke the treaty. You invaded our space. This is an act of war." Velis pushed forward to the screen. "Admiral, please listen. The humans saved us. They risked everything to help us. They are not invading. They are rescuing." Torith looked at Velis. "Director, you have been through a trauma. The humans probably manipulated you. They are dangerous. They are Deathworlders. We cannot trust them." "I am not manipulated," Velis said firmly. "I'm telling you the truth. These humans are good people." Other crew members crowded around. Kiva spoke up. "The Admiral needs to know what we saw. The humans worked in lethal radiation to save our ship. They almost died for us," Linara added more. "Their medical officer treated our wounded with great care, with gentleness. They did not hurt anyone." Thren stepped forward, 6 limbs shaking but voice clear. "I was terrified of them. I thought they would kill us. But Sergeant Park showed me kindness. He showed me poetry and star charts. He treated me like a person, not an enemy." Torith listened. "But 300 years of fear could not disappear so easily. I hear your words. But I have my orders. The treaty is clear. Humans stay in their space. We stay in ours. This human violated that agreement." Kim spoke quietly. "So you would let people die? Just to follow a rule?" "The rule keeps us safe," Torith said. "But he did not sound certain anymore, does it?" Kim asked. "We stayed apart for 300 years because we were afraid. But fear does not create safety. It creates more fear." "When does it end?" Before Torith could answer, another alarm sounded. This one was different, louder, more urgent. "Admiral," one of Torith's officers said, "we have a problem. The Eternal Dawn's reactor is failing again. The repairs are not holding." Kiva's checked the systems. "Oh no, the stress from the earlier damage was too much. The container is going to explode. We have maybe 10 minutes. Can your ships help?" Kim asked Torith. Torith checked with his engineers. "No, we do not have the right equipment. The only option is to evacuate the Eternal Dawn and retreat to a safe distance." "What about the ship?" Velis asked. "It will be destroyed," Torith said. "I am sorry, but your lives are more important." Kim looked at his crew. Che, Park, Nam. They all nodded. "They knew what to do. We can fix it," Kim said. "What?" Torith stared at him. "That is impossible. The radiation levels are lethal. Even you cannot survive that. We can try," Kim said. "My engineers have better radiation protection. My crew is trained for this." "Give us 10 minutes, you will die," Torith said. "Maybe," Kim said, "but we do not leave people behind. We do not give up." Torith was silent. He watched as Kim gave orders. Human engineers suited up. They grabbed tools. They ran toward the Eternal Dawn's engine room. "All ships retreat to safe distance," Torith ordered his fleet. But he did not retreat. His flagship stayed close, watching. The human engineers entered the reactor room. The radiation was so strong it made the air glow. Alarms screamed warnings. The humans ignored them. They went to work. Park and his Marines followed them in. They carried heavy shielding plates. They used their own armored bodies to block radiation from the aliens who were trapped nearby. Che set up a medical station right outside the reactor room. She treated engineers as they came out sick from radiation exposure, then sent them back in. "You should not go back," Che told one engineer. "The radiation is killing you." The engineer smiled weakly. "Not dead yet. The job is not finished." He went back into the deadly room. Aboard the Concordant ships, officers watched their screens. They could see the radiation levels. They could see humans working in conditions that would kill anyone else instantly. They saw humans using their bodies as shields for aliens. Aliens who had been enemies just hours ago. One of Torith's officers spoke quietly. "Sir, this does not match what we were told about humans. They were supposed to be monsters." Torith watched Park carry an injured alien out of the danger zone. The big sergeant was burned by radiation. His armor was melting, but he protected the alien with his body. I know, Torith said softly. I know. 8 minutes passed. 9 minutes. The reactor was still failing, but the humans kept working. They welded. They reconnected. They forced the machine to obey them. 10 seconds left, Kiva said. 9. 8. The humans finished. One engineer hit the emergency stabilizer. The reactor hummed, then settled. The danger light turned from red to yellow, then to green. It is stable, Kiva said in disbelief. They did it. They actually did it. The human engineers came out. They were sick, burned, shaking. 5 of them collapsed immediately. Che and Linera worked together to save them. Human and alien doctors side by side. Park came out last. He was carrying 2 engineers who could not walk. His cybernetic systems were sparking and failing. He took 3 steps and fell. Thren caught him. The small navigator somehow held up the big sergeant. I have you, Thren said. You saved us. Now I save you. Park smiled before passing out. The Concordance fleet watched all of this. Every ship, every crew member. They saw everything. They saw humans risk death for aliens. They saw humans sacrifice themselves for strangers, for people who feared them, for people who called them monsters. Torith pressed a button. Human ship indomitable. Stand down from battle stations. Kim looked surprised. Admiral, stand down, Torith repeated. We are standing down too. This confrontation is over. What about the treaty? The treaty was written by people who were afraid, Torith said. By people who did not understand. I just watched your crew almost die to save ours. I watched you treat our people with more care than we showed you. The treaty is wrong. We have been wrong. Kim felt relief wash over him. Thank you, Admiral. Torith's face softened. My ships have medical supplies. Better than what you have. May we help treat your wounded crew? Yes, Kim said. Please. For the first time in 300 years, human and alien medical teams worked together. They saved lives together. The barriers were coming down. Hours later, Torith came aboard the Indomitable. His shuttle docked. He walked through the human ship with guards. But the guards were not needed. Human crew members nodded respectfully. Some even smiled. Kim met him in the conference room. They sat across from each other. 2 military leaders. 2 former enemies. I owe you an apology, Torith said. I almost started a war today. I almost killed good people because I was afraid. I understand fear, Kim said. We were afraid too. After the first contact war, humans were terrified. We thought the whole galaxy wanted us dead, so we hid, we built walls. We told ourselves it was safer this way. Both sides were wrong, Torith said. Yes, Kim agreed. Both sides were wrong. Maybe we can be right now. They talked for hours. About the past. About the war. About the fear that had kept them apart. About the possibility of a different future. I want to propose something, Torith said. A joint diplomatic mission. Representatives from Earth and the Concordance. We try to repair what was broken. Kim smiled. I think that is a good idea. A very good idea. But both men knew it would not be easy. Their governments were still afraid. Still angry. Still following the old treaty. Changing 300 years of separation would take time. Would take courage. They agreed to escort the Eternal Dawn to the nearest Concordance station together. Human and alien ships traveling side by side. It would be the first step. A small step toward peace. In the medical bay, Park woke up. His body hurt everywhere. His cybernetics needed repair. But he was alive. Thren sat next to his bed. You stayed, Park said weakly. Of course, Thren said. You are my friend. Friends stay together. Park smiled. Yes. Friends stay together. The fleet began moving. Humans and aliens working together. Talking together. Learning about each other. The fear was fading. Trust was growing. But as they traveled toward the station, something appeared on the long-range sensors. Ships. Lots of ships. They were coming fast. And they were not friendly. The pirates had been watching. They saw damaged ships. They saw distracted crews. They saw opportunity. The Ravager coalition was coming. And they wanted blood. Park stood in the broken ship and looked at the scared aliens. They were pressed against the walls. Their eyes were wide with fear. Some were shaking. One had fainted. He spoke slowly, carefully. My name is Hyunwoo Park. We are here to fix your ship. We are here to help you live. Director Velas stepped forward. The crystalline body caught the red emergency lights. You will not hurt us? No, Park said. He kept his hands where they could see them. Never. I promise. More humans entered the ship. They carried boxes of equipment. They moved carefully, trying not to scare anyone. Lieutenant Che came in last. She was smaller than the Marines. She did not wear heavy armor. She carried medical supplies. I am a doctor, Che said. She smiled. It is okay. I want to help the people who are hurt. Medical Officer Lenara watched this human doctor. Lenara had never seen a human before. They looked so soft, so weak, but they had come through dangerous space to help strangers. Why? Che walked toward an injured crew member. The alien pulled away. Che stopped. She set down her medical tools. She held up her hands. I will not touch you without permission, Che said. But you are bleeding. Please let me help. Lenara moved closer. Show me what you want to do. Che explained her tools. She showed how the medical scanner worked, how the healing foam would close wounds. Lenara watched carefully. These humans knew medicine. Good medicine, you may help them, Lenara said. But I will watch, of course, Che said. She began to work. Her hands were gentle. She talked softly to the patients. She explained everything she did. Slowly, the alien started to relax. Just a little. Meanwhile, human engineers went to the engine room. Engineer Kivas followed them. The engineers looked at the broken antimatter container. They shook their heads. This is very bad, one engineer said. We need to bypass the safety systems. You cannot do that, Kivas said. It is too dangerous, the engineer smiled. Dangerous is normal for us. We do dangerous things all the time. Kivas watched the humans work. They did not follow proper procedures. They cut corners. They took risks. But it worked. Somehow it worked. One engineer went outside the ship, into space. The radiation near the damaged container would kill most species in seconds, but the human just put on a thick suit and went out. Kivas watched through the camera. The human welded the breach with bare hands. When the engineer came back inside, the human was sick from radiation, but the breach was fixed. You are crazy, Kivas said. The engineer laughed. Probably. But your ship is not exploding anymore. On the bridge, Ensign Nam was trying to improve the translation system. The young human worked with the alien communication officer. They compared languages. They tested words. Your language is beautiful, Nam said. It has 17 different ways to say friend. The communication officer was surprised. You think our language is beautiful? Yes, Nam said. He smiled widely. All languages are beautiful. They show us how people think, how they see the world. The officer had never heard a human talk like this. The story said humans were brutal, violent, not interested in beauty or culture. But this young man loved languages. He was gentle. He was kind. After 3 hours of work, the humans took a break. They brought out food. They offered it to the aliens. We thought you might be hungry, Park said. Lenara scanned the food. Then Lenara gasped. This food is poison. The humans looked confused. What? This food contains chemicals that would kill us, Lenara explained. The capsaicin alone would cause organ failure in Tolerans. Che came over quickly. She looked at the food. Then she looked at her scanner. Oh no, I am so sorry. We did not think. This is normal food for us. We did not know it would hurt you. You eat poison? Kivas asked. It is not poison to us, Che said. She looked upset. Please forgive us. We will make food that is safe for you. I promise. The humans worked fast. They used their ship's systems to make new food. Food without the dangerous chemicals. Food that aliens could eat. It took 2 more hours. The humans did not eat until the aliens had safe food first. Velas watched all of this. These humans had come to help. They worked hard. They took risks. They fixed the ship. They tried to feed the crew. When they learned they had made a mistake, they looked genuinely sorry. They fixed it immediately. These were not the monsters from the stories. Navigator Thren was still scared. The panic attack had passed, but the fear remained. Thren tried to avoid the humans, tried to stay away from them, but the ship was small. Eventually, Thren got lost in the corridors. The emergency made everything confusing. Thren ended up in a room on the human ship. Park was there. The big sergeant sat at a desk. He was looking at star charts, reading something on a screen. Thren froze. 6 limbs locked in place. This human was huge, covered in cybernetics. He had survived terrible injuries and kept fighting. He was the definition of a Deathworlder. Park looked up. He saw Thren. The navigator wanted to run, but could not move. "Hello," Park said softly. "Are you lost?" Thren managed to nod. Park stood up slowly. He moved carefully. "Come, I will help you find your way back." As they walked, Thren noticed what Park had been reading. Ancient Earth poetry. The words were beautiful. Sad and beautiful. "You read poetry?" Thren asked quietly. "Yes," Park said. He smiled. "It helps me remember that the universe is bigger than war, bigger than fighting." Thren looked at the star charts on the wall. "Those are beautiful." Park's face lit up. "You like star charts?" "I love them. I love studying how we move through space, how we find our way." "I am a navigator," Thren said. "That is my job." "Finding the way, really?" Park was excited now. "Tell me about your navigation systems. How do they work?" They talked. They talked about stars and courses and the math of traveling through space. Park offered Thren water. They sat down. They kept talking. Thren forgot to be afraid. This human was not a monster. He was a person who loved the stars, a person who read poetry, a person who was gentle despite looking scary. Hours passed. The repairs continued. The Eternal Dawn was getting stable. Life support was working again. The antimatter container was secured. The ship would live. Captain Kim came aboard to speak with Director Velis. They met in what was left of the conference room. "Your ship is safe now," Kim said. "We can tow you to the nearest station if you want." "Thank you," Velis said. The words came easier now. "Thank you for saving us. I was wrong about you. About humans." Kim looked sad. "We were wrong about you too. For 300 years we stayed apart because we were afraid of each other. Maybe that was a mistake." "Maybe," Velis agreed. Kim explained what happened 300 years ago. Humans had been exploring space. They met aliens by accident. Both sides panicked. Both sides thought they were being attacked. The war started from fear and misunderstanding. When it ended, both sides were traumatized. They agreed to stay separate. "To never meet again, but fear does not fix anything," Kim said. "Fear just creates more fear. Maybe it is time to try something different." Before Velis could answer, alarms started screaming. Again. But these were different alarms. "These were warning alarms. What is happening?" Velis asked. Nam's voice came through the communication system. "Captain, 6 ships just appeared. They are Concordance military vessels. They are targeting the Indomitable." Kim ran to the bridge. Velis followed. They could see the new ships on the screens, warships, big ones. A voice came through the speaker. "This is Admiral Torith of the Concordance fleet. Human vessel, you have violated the quarantine treaty. You have entered forbidden space. Surrender immediately or we will open fire." Kim looked at Velis. The alien director looked back. Both knew this was bad. "Very bad, Admiral," Velis said quickly. "The humans are here to help us. They saved our lives. Do not attack them." "That does not matter," Torith said. "They broke the treaty. They crossed the line. They must be punished." Kim ordered his crew to battle stations. He did not want to fight, but he would protect his people. He would protect the aliens he came to save. The humans and aliens who had been working together now watched as their governments prepared for war. The fragile trust they had built was being tested. Would it be strong enough to survive? The stars looked beautiful through the view screen. Director Velis stared at them with tired eyes. The research ship Eternal Dawn had been studying a dead star for 3 weeks now. Everything was going well. The crew was happy. The data was good. Nothing seemed wrong. Then the alarm started screaming. Velis jumped from the chair. The crystalline body shook with fear. Around the bridge, other crew members rushed to their stations. Navigator Thren's 6 limbs moved fast across the controls. Engineer Kiva spoke quickly into the communication system. "What is happening?" Velis asked. "The dead star sent out a pulse," Kiva said. The engineer's voice was calm but worried. "The antimatter container is failing. We are losing power." Velis felt cold. Antimatter was dangerous. Very dangerous. If the container broke completely, the ship would explode. Everyone would die. "Can you fix it?" Velis asked. Kivas looked at the screens. The numbers were all bad? No. The damage is too much. We need help. We need it now. Send the emergency signal, Velis ordered. Call for help from the Concordance patrol ships. Thren pressed the emergency button. The distress signal went out into space. It traveled through the dark, calling for rescue. The crew waited. They hoped their friends would come soon. Medical Officer Lenara moved through the ship. Some crew members were hurt from the explosion. Lenara's energy form glowed softly as the medical work continued. "Everything will be fine," Lenara told them. Help is coming. But Lenara was worried too. The ship was dying. Life support was failing. They had maybe 12 hours. Maybe less. Far away on the other side of the empty space, Captain Daeho Kim stood on the bridge of his ship. The Indomitable was a big warship. Heavy armor covered every surface. Weapons filled the hull. It was built for war. "Captain," said a young officer. Ensign Jiho Nam looked nervous. "We are receiving a distress signal." Kim turned. "Where from?" "The Kasar Expanse. It is a research vessel. They are dying." Kim walked to the communication station. He read the signal. A ship was in trouble. People needed help. But there was a problem. "A big problem. That is outside the quarantine zone," said Lieutenant Borache. The medical officer stood nearby. "We are not supposed to cross that line." Kim knew this. 300 years ago, humans met aliens for the first time. The meeting went bad. Very bad. There was a war. The war was short but terrible. When it ended, both sides agreed to stay apart. Humans stayed in their solar system. Aliens stayed in their space. Nobody crossed the line, but now someone was dying. Someone needed help. Kim thought about the rules. Then he thought about the people on that ship. "Set course for the distress signal," Kim said. "Sir?" Nam looked surprised. "But the treaty—" "I know about the treaty," Kim said. His voice was firm. "But we do not ignore distress calls. We are going." The Indomitable turned. Its engines fired. The big ship moved toward the border, toward the aliens who needed help, toward a meeting that would change everything. On the eternal dawn, Thren checked the sensors again and again, looking for the rescue ships, looking for friends. "I see something," Thren said. "A ship is coming." Velis felt relief. "Thank the stars." "How long until they arrive?" 2 hours, but Thren's voice changed. "Director, the ship signature." "It is not concordance." "What do you mean?" Thren's 6 limbs shook. "The computer says... It says the ship is from Earth." The bridge went silent. Everyone stopped working. Everyone stared at Thren. "That cannot be right," Velis said. "Check again." Thren checked. Then checked again. "I am sure. It is a human warship. It is coming here." Fear filled the bridge. Everyone knew about humans. They were the monsters from old stories. They came from a death world, a planet so dangerous that it tried to kill everything on it. The humans survived by becoming strong, by becoming violent, by becoming the scariest thing on their world. The war 300 years ago proved it. Humans were unstoppable. They did not know when to quit. They did not fear death. They were nightmares made real, and now they were coming here. "What do we do?" Kivas asked. Velis did not know. Run? They could not run. The ship was broken. Fight? They had no weapons. The Eternal Dawn was a science ship. It was made for research, not battle. Thren started breathing fast. Too fast. The navigator was having a panic attack.
"They are going to kill us."
"They are going to kill all of us." Lenara rushed to help Thren. "Calm down. We do not know what they want." "We know what they are," Thren said. "Deathworlders. Killers." Velis tried to think clearly. "Maybe we can talk to them. Maybe they will let us go." Nobody believed that. But nobody had a better idea. The human ship got closer. On their screens they could see it. It was huge. Covered in armor. Covered in weapons. It looked like it was built to destroy planets. Then the communication system made a sound. The humans were calling them. Velis pressed the button. A face appeared on the screen. A human face. It looked so strange. Soft skin, 2 eyes. A mouth. Hair on top of the head. This was Captain Kim. "This is Captain Daeho Kim of the Earth Defense Force ship Indomitable," the human said. The translator made the words understandable. "We received your distress signal. We are here to help." Velis did not know what to say. Help? Humans wanted to help? We called for concordance rescue," Velis said. Not you," Kim nodded. "I understand. But you are dying. Your ship is failing. We have the equipment to help. Please let us help you." The crew looked at each other. What choice did they have? Die slowly in the dark? Or trust the monsters? Kim seemed to understand their fear. "I know you are scared. I know what you have heard about us. But we do not want to hurt you. We want to save you. Please, let us try." Velis made the decision. What else could be done? Okay, you can come aboard. Thank you, Kim said. We will be there soon, stay calm. Everything will be fine. The screen went dark. The crew sat in silence. They waited. They feared. They wondered if they had just made a terrible mistake. On the Indomitable, Kim turned to his crew. Master Sergeant Hyun-Woo Park stood ready with his Marines. They wore heavy armor. They carried big weapons. They looked terrifying. Remember, Kim said, these people are scared. Move slowly. Speak softly. Show them we are friends. Park nodded. His cybernetic eye glowed red in the dim light. Understood, Captain. We will be gentle. The ships got closer. The Indomitable moved next to the broken Eternal Dawn. The airlocks connected. Metal touched metal. The door opened. Smoke poured out. Emergency lights flashed red. Through the smoke, the aliens could see shapes. Big shapes. Moving toward them, the Marines entered. They looked like machines. Like weapons with legs. Their armor was thick. Their guns were massive. They moved like hunters. The aliens backed away. Some started crying. Thren collapsed on the floor. Then Park did something unexpected. He stopped. He put his gun down. Slowly, very slowly, he reached up and removed his helmet. Under the armor was a face. A human face. It looked tired. It looked kind. We are here to help, Park said in broken but understandable galactic language. Please, do not be afraid. But they were afraid. They were very afraid. Because the Deathworlders had arrived.